Well, hello again, YouTube. It's me with another rant about unimportant shit that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, this time I wanted to talk about somebody who's getting a lot of attention lately. Her name is Hated Werewolf. I wanted to speak directly to her. Hated Werewolf, I'm not going to call you out for being a delusional, self-deceiving liar. I'm not going to talk about how it's impossible that werewolves can exist. I think the trolls have done that pretty well, and I can't really add anything to that. You know, it's just, they took common sense and they just heaped on science to it, is what happened. So, and since you can't produce a video of yourself shape-shifting, then I think it's fairly safe to say that, you know, you've been proven wrong in that area. No, I'm going to take a different approach with you. I'm basically going to call you out, instead of for being a liar and a fraud. I'm going to call you out for being a tiny fucking loser. Okay, where to start first? Okay, you say that you're 14 and you've already been with 3 guys. You know, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like it was in less than a year. 3 guys in less than a year. That's scientifically the definition of promiscuity. You know, you're only 14. You're too young to be out running around whoring like that. You know, grow up. Wait till you're older. Wait till you're older and more responsible. Seriously. You know, that's just an example of why people in your age group shouldn't be on the internet. You know, I mean, how could you even talk about that? You know, secondly, what else? Oh yes, the way you've behaved toward the trolls and everybody else. You know, acting like the world is obligated to either believe you or be quiet. You know, it doesn't work that way. You know, if you're going to post stuff on the internet, people are going to comment about it. And they're not always going to say things that you want to hear. You know, that's the price people pay for freedom of speech. You know, they voice their own opinions, but they also have to listen to the opinions of people that disagree with them. And sometimes those people disagree with them very harshly. You know, that's just the way it works. You know, you're probably going to say that isn't fair. Well, I'm going to tell you something your parents should have told you. Life isn't fair. Deal with it. Let's see what else. Oh, yes. You made a comparison. You compared the trolls to Nazis. I've heard this one before from other people on YouTube. You have compared the deaths of 6 million Jews to being teased on the internet. Teased and insulted. Now, where does your hurt feelings even equal what happened in World War II to the Jews? You know, you have trivialized mass murder. That's what you've done. You insecure, paranoid little cunt. How could you? What are you thinking? You know, and another thing, you should be glad that the trolls don't believe you. You should be glad that people don't believe you're a lichen or a werewolf or whatever. What's the difference anyway between a lichen and a werewolf? You know, does one species prefer to wipe its ass with maple leaves and the other prefer to wipe its ass with pine cones? What's the difference? Anyway, you should be glad that people don't think you're a werewolf. Back in medieval times, if they had thought you were a werewolf, they would have tied you to a stake and burned you to a crisp while you were still alive. And let's see. What else? I don't know. I think that basically covers it. You know, I mean, Hated Werewolf, you're an ugly child. You know, you think go on about how you're pretty and that you've been with 3 guys, and how I don't believe that part. You know, honestly, I mean, some of the ugliest hoes I know have been fat skanks, and they've got lots of guys simply because guys would come to them because they knew they could score easily. You know, desperate guys. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to find or discover that you're watching this video right now spooning handfuls of frosting, you know, a can of cake frosting, spooning that into your mouth, you know, and you say you've been abused or something. With your grasp, this faulty grasp on reality you have, I really doubt that too. I don't think you've been abused. I think you're just a victim of bad parenting. You know, a lack of discipline. I think like whatever abuse you suffered was more along the lines of your parents wouldn't buy you a pony when you were 6 or something. You know, not real abuse. So, anyway, as I said, you're an ugly child. And because you think the world is obligated to believe your story about being a lichen, that makes you an ugly and stupid child. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Have a good evening.